Hello and welcome back to Fate's Day Night. My name is Mimi Dennis, and last time we leave the church and we're trying to figure out what do we do with Ilya. She can end up staying with anyone, with Shirou, with the priest, with Tohsaka, but she ends up deciding to stay with Shirou even though she has some disdain for Sakura. And on our way home we're like, okay Shirou, you gotta obey one of us. Choose, Ilya or Tohsaka, and at the end we're like, it doesn't really matter, I'm just gonna try to help you both, so yeah. Though I have to repay my debt to Archer, so I have to help Tohsaka. So yeah, on his way home, his arm hurts a lot, like a lot. He has to hide the pain, but it seems that Sakura is able to see through him anyways. And later on, after talking with Sakura for a little bit, Tohsaka and Ilya come in, and they're gonna stay in our place. And once again, Ilya shows her disdain for Sakura, and it's very, very awkward. Before sleeping, we have a conversation with Ryder, who kind of seeing like where we are at the moment, and she is kind of tempted to kill us, but she decides we're all right. And then right before when we actually do sleep, we get the vision of the Black Shadow walking the streets. Guys are hitting on it, and it seems, oh wow, for some reason it kind of sounds like Sakura as it devours the rest of the people. Yeah, things are kind of weird. We wake up, Ilya's trying to help us out with the arm pain because we almost decided to connect with it. And now we're kind of having breakfast. We made breakfast with Sakura in the morning, and we're just chowing down at the moment. So yeah, things despite the fact that the intro was a little bit long, not too much has happened. We basically got home and people are living with us now. But yeah, today we're gonna continue on day 11, I believe. So let's head into it. We start eating breakfast. I'm sitting next to Sakura at the dining table while Tohsaka is next to Ilya. Alright, they finally found out that Tohsaka is not a morning person. We haven't actually interacted as much with Tohsaka in this route as the other ones. Because we're trying to figure out how to do things on our own with Sakura. So that's kind of interesting as well. It's taken all the way up until day 11 for Tohsaka to be like, yeah, I want to stay with you. Wow. I know Ilya's reasoning for not liking Sakura is like, she doesn't think Sakura is a good match for Shirou or something. There's also some bad blood between the Ainsburns and the Makiris. But like, I feel like that can't be it, or at least I have to find out what the reason she's a bad match is, because at the moment it's just really one-sidedly antagonistic. It feels really awkward. I can't tell if Ilya is praising or attacking her. It feels kind of good. In classic Tohsaka fashion, she grumbles even as she munches on the tamagoyaki. One grunt, and she's focused on her food without saying anything else. Breakfast passes in silence. Oh, we got the news! The only noise comes from the TV as it alternates through the topic after topic. Oh right, Tohsaka turned on the TV, which I still find kind of like I'm getting some whiplash from that because my image of Tohsaka was that she was technologically inept, mainly due to Carnival Phantasm. I see a familiar backdrop on the screen. There's no bow to doubt it. Is it gonna be like Miyama or Misaki City? They're talking about the mysterious bloodstains found this morning from the Shinto park. Yeah, it was a thing about Black Shirou. It was a rather graphic incident. An older man out on the morning run found bloodstains at the park and reported them, but no bodies. Police officers respond to the scene and discovered enough spilled blood to account for a single person, as well as a particular human remain, or partial human remains. Ew, what was left? I thought it would have eaten everything. Apparently, there were enough remains for up to 4 victims. Slurp, slurp. Yeah, why do they have 5 right arms? No, 4 right arms. Definitely the shadow. It's kind of weird, but you know, I'm not gonna say it's a spoiler because they kind of show it, and if you can recognize the sounds, you can recognize what it is. But like, The shadow sounded a lot like Sakura, and I do kind of wonder how like some of that is possible, because the implication is that the shadow is Sakura, but Sakura was like physically home when the shadow attacked in a lot of other scenes, right? Right? Like when we went over to in the Einsburns yesterday, it was like Sakura was literally, we saw her at home. And we even saw her like in the interlude being at home. Tohsaka analyzes it casually. There's still two things I don't understand.
なんでだよ。あの影がなんであれ、今まではこんなことしてなかっただろう。あれは町の人たちから魔力を吸い上げたことはあっても、こんな風に
Never killed them. It didn't need to murder them like this.
そうね。考えられる理由があるとしたら、敵がいなくなったからでしょう。もう正面からあいつらを倒せるマスターはいない。なら、これからは誰の目も気にすることなく、好き放題できるでしょ。
Nothing can stop me now. I can do anything, even in broad daylight.
見境がなくなってるってことか。
さあ、自分で言っておいてなんだけど、私にはそうは見えない。仮に造剣があの影と関係があるのなら、これは予期せぬ事故だったんじゃないかしら。造剣本人、今頃これを知って驚いてるってのに卵焼きをかけてもいい。
I'll bet you my breakfast, which is already in my stomach. Not that Tohsaka has any tamagoyaki left to hold up her end of the bed. I knew it. It was in my stomach. You'll have to. I don't want to get into graphic details actually. And now eagle eyes are eyeing my plate. Oh man, she's gonna take mine.
後片付けができてないでしょ。結婚はともかく遺体の一部を残すようなやつじゃない。つまりこの現場に造剣はいなくて、あのわけわかんない影だけで食事をしたってこと。
Does Zoken care about being secretive?
なるほど。じゃあもう一つ。さっきの質問なんだが、どうして被害者は4人って分かってるんだ？結婚は1人分で、遺体の一部だって1人分しかないんだぞ。
Wait, didn't the news say that there are 4 victims, or was I tripping? Single person as well as partial human remains. Apparently there are enough remains for up to 4 victims. Yeah.
重さじゃなくて形の話。一つしかないはずのものが4つあったんじゃない？
Yeah.
それなら鑑識するまでもなく被害者の数ぐらいわかるもの。ほら、一面の血の海にさ、違う靴が4足あったら、誰だって何人いたかわかるでしょ？
Easy. 2 people with 2 left feet. I heard about people with 2 right arms, if you know what I mean. Tohsaka talks about it calmly. As soon as I imagine that visual, my appetite suddenly goes away. After breakfast,
シロ、やらなくちゃいけないことがあるから、ちょっと付き合って。
it's day 11. We gotta go on your training arc. She takes me to the dojo. I have no reason to say no, and I was planning to talk to Tohsaka about our next steps. What was?
ちょっと、私が呼んだのはシロだけよ。なんだってゾロゾロついてくるのよ、あなたたちは。
What the hell am I supposed to do? I have nothing to do in this house. I was here. Sakura's like, I was here yesterday, waiting for like 20 hours. Tohsaka's cranky that we have uninvited companions.
その、遠坂先輩が妙に先立ってるから。
Danger, danger.
先輩一人だと危険だと思って。あのね、シロとは協定を結んだんだから、騙し討ちなんてしないわよ。
Oh, my
そんな
back.
こと言わなくても分かってるくせに、なんだってついてきたの、さくら。
I can't trust you. You're another girl.
先輩を守るのは私の役割です。言い切ったわね。じゃあそっちは？私がやることなんてとっくに分かってるくせに、わざわざヤジ飛ばしに来たわけ？
I like peanuts.
いいえ、私もさくらと同じよ。リン、あなたがやりたいことはわかるけど、どんな方法を取るかまではわからないもの。シローに変なことしないか監視に来たのよ。まあいいけど、こっちはシローのためを思って体をいじるんだから、早とちりして邪魔なんてしないでよね。
I completely forgot. We were supposed to do this ages ago. Like the day that Sakura got kidnapped by freaking Shinji. We were supposed to do it here, and they were like, "We'll do it next time." And then after this part, we essentially canceled our alliance because she wanted to kill Sakura. Now that's not the case. So like we actually haven't unlocked a lot of our magic circuit stuff yet.
悠長にやってる余裕なんてないんだから。
Tohsaka's overnight bag is in the dojo. She must have brought it here before breakfast. It's filled with tools. I think I remember seeing at her house, so I think I know what she's going to do with me, but...
悪い。その前に少しいいか、Tohsaka。
Yeah, I have a question. Why do you have a screwdriver in there? What are you gonna do to me?
まさかこの後に及んで痛いのは嫌だなんて言うんじゃないでしょうね。
I've tanked so much pain, you have no idea.
そりゃ当たり前だ。誰だって痛いのは嫌だぞ。大体な、何をするか説明もしていないのに、そんなの見せられたら逃げるぞ、普通。
Our audience member nods. I'm glad to have such supportive backup.
説明不足で悪かったわね。どうせあなたと比べてこっちは普通じゃない。
I know I'm weird, but
文句
just
がある
get
なら
over
出てい
it.
けばいいじゃない。
Osaka's sulking because we're ganging up on her.
いや、
See, I'm doing this for you. If you don't want me to do it, I'm not
父さんがやろうとしてい
doing
る
it.
ことだって薄々分かってる。分かってるから、そっちのことは全面的に信頼してる。どんな指示だろうと、遠坂の言葉なら信じる。昨日の夜、そう約束しただろう。
Oh, you'll do anything? Alright, so there's this process called mana transferring. And Sakura's like, no, senpai!
じゃあなんで待ったなんて書けるのよ。疑問がないならおとなしく言うこと聞きなさいよね。
いや、その話じゃない。俺が確認しておきたいのは今後の方針だ。これから俺たちはどうするのか、ここでちゃんと決めておくべきだろう。
The expression on my side change. We put off this discussion yesterday, but now it's time to hash this out. It concerns the future for all of us. Wait, exactly, that's not the problem. Oh yeah, what are we gonna do? Okay. What are we going to fight? What do we want to do? There's no going back once we decide. No, we passed the point of no return a long time ago. I'm just reiterating that fact.
私は戦いには参加しない。誰かが私を襲うのなら戦うけど、自分から戦う気はないわ。
She's like, yeah, I'm out, man.
勝ち残ったところでどうなるかわからないもの。私もイリアさんと同じです。私たちではおじい様には勝てないと思います。もう勝敗は決まったようなものですから、ここでおとなしくしていればおじい様も手出しはしてこないはずですし。
So he gets his like a youthful body that's supposedly immortal, and then ideally we would hope that he wouldn't care about us anymore. That's what we're trying to bet on. Yeah, I don't know if that'll work. Osaka doesn't say anything. I can't tell what she's thinking, but she doesn't agree with Ilya and Sakura, so I hope that she's thinking what I'm thinking.
そうだな。守りに徹するって意見には賛成だ。
But I'm gonna fight too.
桜はこの家から出ず、造形に対して守りを固める。
I like Shishiro's like, yeah, if you guys don't want to fight, you don't have to, but I'm gonna do it anyways. And then Sakura's like, then I guess I have to.
桜にはライダーがいるし、防戦に徹するなら、桜とイリアぐらいは守りきってくれる。その間、俺と遠坂は造形を倒す手段を考える。ここに立てこもっていてもいつかは襲われるし、これ以上あいつらを野放しにはできない。今朝のニュースと同じことがこれからも起きないとは言えないんだから。
Tohsaka doesn't interrupt me. She's like, yep, you're right. Whatever she's thinking, she also intends to fight Zoken with me.
造形も放っておけないが、それ以上にあの影は放っておけない。俺と遠坂は今夜から街に出ることになるだろうから、桜とイリアはここで気を配っていてくれ。
I look around to see if anyone disagrees, but
何を言ってるんですか、先輩。
桜、何って別におかしなことじゃないだろう。
he doesn't want you to get hurt.
戦えるのは俺と遠坂だけなんだか
You
ら。
can't fucking
俺たちで造形
fight.
を倒さないと。
You're one arm down. Oh,
それがおかしいんです。
I love how Sakura's angry and the rest are like, whoa, I've never seen her like that.
先輩、満足に両手も使えないんですよ。それがどういうことなのか、本当に分かっているんですか？
Yeah, that means I'll have to use my legs. Or even my head. Or even my swords.
先輩、おかしいです。そんな目にあったのに、どうしてまだ戦うんですか？これ以上は先輩の手にはまるってそんなこと。 実際戦った先輩なら分かってるはずなのに、どうして。これなら戦えない体になってしまえば、もう危ない目に遭わないでくれるって安心したのに、どうして。
Sakura.
Sakura's trembling. She's sulking, shaking at her own words. I don't know what she's feeling right now. All I can do is answer her question.
Sakura. 俺は桜を勝たせる。そのために戦う。造剣やあの影が放っておけないってこともある。けど、それ以上に俺は聖杯が欲しい。これは誰かのためじゃなくて、俺自身の勝手な願いだ。
He finally wants the Holy Grail. Yeah, that's right. It's for my selfish desire to be on Sakura's side and no one else's.
それは私のためなんですか。
Sakura's so conflicted. It's like, I don't want him to get hurt, but him doing this for me? That's kind of hot.
そうだ。桜の体から刻印虫が取り除けるなら、それは桜のためにもなる。大丈夫だよ、桜。勝ち目がないのならまず勝ち目を作るし、勝ち目がないうちは戦わない。そりゃ勝ち目があったところで危険は当然だし、代償はついて回るから、怪我をしないって約束はできない。
If I don't have a chance of winning, then I'll make one. I won't fight when there isn't any hope. That means he's always going to fight because he won't fight when there isn't any hope. But if there isn't any hope, he'll make a chance to win, so there is hope. So he's always going to fight.
けど必ず帰ってくる。桜を守るって言っただろ。ならそばにいないと約束を守れない。
I'll come back except for the several different Tiger dojos we get. Sakura looks down painfully. It almost seems like she's apologizing to me.
はいはい、そこまでにしてもらえる。
Stop flirting.
方針は決まったんだから、今さらどうこう言っても仕方がないでしょう。さくらとイリアはここで留守番。私とシロウはとりあえず夜の街を巡回する。造剣たちを見つけても安易に仕掛けないで、勝算がある場合のみ戦ってあいつらの戦力を削っていく。これが今後の方針ってことで OK なんでしょ、シロ。
ああ、遠坂がその気ならこっちも頼もしい。
そんなの言うまでもないじゃない。それとさくら、キレイはあんたから刻印虫を完全には摘出できなかったけど、その活動は大幅に抑えたはずよ。だからシンジの時みたいに直接何かをされない限り、
Oh wow,
刻印
wait.
虫の暴走はないの。
We haven't seen Shinji in a hot minute too. It's kind of hard to believe that like day 9 was actually so long ago, because so much stuff has happened. Like since this day with the reveal of Shinji and Sakura, look at how many events there's been.
逆に言えば、
Day 9 itself was already super duper
と
long,
どまっている限り
with 4 Tiger
造剣は
dojos.
最後の一人にはなれない。遅かれ早かれあいつはさくらを奪いに来るんだから、戦わないなんて選択肢はないのよ。それが分かっ。それはそうですけど、おじいさまだって私たちが何もしなければ手荒なことは。さくら、いい加減その卑屈な考えやめなさい。造剣はあんたの祖父でもなければ死でもない。あれだけ非道を重ねるやつをまだ人間だって思ってるの？
No, he's a worm.
いいえ、おじいさまが人だなんて思ったことは一度も。ならあなたも覚悟を決めなさい。私とシロウが外で戦うように、あなたもここで戦わなくっちゃいけないんだから。もし造剣がここを襲った時、あなたは何としても逃げ延びること。ライダーさえ倒されなければ聖杯は完成しない。
We're really holding down the
ライダ
fort
ー
in
が
this
生きている
ending.
限りはあなたにだって助かる希望があるんだから。
He towers over Sakura with the dignity of a big sister. Sakura nods meekly and says that she understands. After that, ask Tohsaka why we're here in the dojo.
そうね、まずは裸になってもらおうかしら。
Hell no!
何をするにしてもシロウがどんな体をしているか見ておかないとうまくいかないでしょ。
Sakura's like, I'm staying for this for sure. And she gives me an outrageous answer. Sakura's shouting Shirou's thoughts.
今の驚くようなこと？さくら。
Huh?
驚くようなことです。先輩に裸になれって、登坂先輩は何を考えてるんですか？何って、シロウのことに決まってるでしょ。
Thinking about him and his body.
あなたも危ないけど、シロウだって負けず劣らずでやばいんだから。今のうちにいろいろやっておかないとダメだって、さくらだって
Come
分かっ
on,
て
you
るん
can
じ
see
ゃな
him
い？
anytime in the last episode's thumbnail anyways.
それは、そうですけど。分かってるなら口出ししないでよね。ほらそこ、ポカンとしてないでさっさと上着を脱ぐ。魔除けのサインを入れるんだから、服着てたらできないでしょ。
Tohsaka glares daggers at me. Fine. Sakura's gaze is just as painful. It's like her anxious eyes are asking me if I'm going to go over to her sister.
早くしなさい。早めに体に馴染ませないと、夜の巡回に間に合わなくなるんだから。
The situation's too serious to worry about feeling ashamed. I don't want to get naked, but taking off my shirt is just like changing clothes, so it's no big deal.
脱いだぞ、登坂。で、これからどうするんだ？
Yo, take off your pants!
こっちに来て。私の魔術刻印を少しだけ使ってあげるから。
そっちで、こんな格好で登坂の近くにか？
Get over here!
当たり前でしょ。左手で直接触れて、シロウの日韓を把握して、その上で魔除けの刻印を上書きするんだから。
I'm just thinking.
くすぐったかったり痛かったりするけど、我慢しなさいよね。
Sakura's like, is this NTR I've heard a lot about? She beckons me over. Can't escape from the dojo now. I give up and go over to Tohsaka. I have a feeling that Sakura's eyes are boring into me. I mean, Sakura, you can
じゃあ
watch.
始めるけど、その前に確認事項ね。この前はシロウの体にスイッチを入れようって言ってたけど、あれはやめるわ。
We're not doing that this time?
ここで簡単に魔術回路のオンオフができるようになったら、シロウ自身が危ないから。
Is it because of Archer's arm?
ああ、わかった。
My voice pitches higher and getting hard to breathe. I'm half naked and really close to Tohsaka. Why wouldn't I be nervous?
ちょっと、落ち着きないけどちゃんと聞いてるの？
聞いてる。ちゃんと聞いてる。
ならいいけど。
Like this is why I wanted Sakura out of the room.
それで、今回するのは逆に魔力を抑える手術よ。今のシロウの体は不安定で、いつアーチャーの腕から魔力が逆流してくるかわからない。だから、とりあえず左肩とおへそと喉に針を入れて、あなた本人が全力で意識しない限りは、左腕とは繋がらないようにするの。
He's making a dam of needles. But once we break that dam, we can use it.
同時にこれは、あの影対策でもあるわ。あいつはそこにいるだけで魔力を吸い上げていく。今からシロウに刻むサインは対魔力の効果もあるから、あいつと向き合っても少しは楽になるはずよ。
Sakura's like, oh! With that, Tohsaka places her palm on my chest.
うひゃ
I yell in surprise and barely manage to stop my feet from beating a hasty retreat.
あれ、暑かった？けど我慢してもらえる？私の左手から刻印を移すから、これ以上の温度を下げられない。
I'm heating up for a different reason.
いや、熱い冷たいはいいんだけど。
Tohsaka's hand was so soft it nearly shattered my heart. Each time her girlish slender fingers touch my chest, I can feel the heat rising in my head.
よし、胸の方はだいたいつかめたわ。あとはおへそだけど、ちょっと痛いわよ。指入れるからできるだけ動かないで。大丈夫。傷はつかないし、あんまりかき回さないから。
かきます。どうす。
My body spasms. My stomach, Osaka's palm on my chest was unbearable enough. Now something small and stick-like is under my skin, digging around inside my body. Oh.
待って、そこ。
だから痛いって言ったでしょ。気が散るからそんな声出さないでってば。なんかいけないことしてる気になるじゃない。
Sakura's like, this is really, really awkward.
バカかお前は。
It's only making me blush even worse when you talk about it that way.
これでおへその方はおしまい。あとは肩と喉だから逃げずにおとなしくしててよね。
I'm not gonna lie, Sakura being here and her expressions in the background really sell the scene. Because that's all I can pay attention to. I'd rather dash out of the room like a scared rabbit. I want to run, but it'll just make Tohsaka more self-conscious, so I stop protesting.
ほら、ちゃんと胸張ってよ。今のを肩にするから、今度は頑張ってよね。歯を食いしばって変な声出さないこと。
できるだけ努力する。
Oh god, she's angry. I look away from Tohsaka, feeling embarrassed. My whole body must be red, not just my face. I know we're doing it for the magecraft, so I feel bad for making Tohsaka uncomfortable too. How am I supposed to look her in the eye after this? Oh my god, Sakura's like, I can't handle it. I'm leaving.
私は道具を片付けてくるから、シローは体を冷やしてなさい。
Tohsaka starts packing her first aid kit looking box into her overnight bag. Still flush, I managed to catch my breath. And then, oh, she was here the entire time, huh? I notice that Sakura looks like she wants to say something. She's looking away and wringing her hands uncomfortably.
Sakura,
she's like, He glances at my face. Then she takes a deep breath as if to work up her courage and asks.
先輩、私たち恋人同士なんですよね。
I just need to confirm that. My cheeks suddenly reach boiling temperature again, just seconds after cooling off. Stop it. This is absolutely the wrong time to get tongue-tied. Yep, you gotta say something.
Sakura は俺の。
ですよね。なら、姉さんにドキドキするのはおかしいです。
Like, you know, I bet Tohsaka's like, you know what? It's the older sister's right to bully her younger sister. Finally, I realized that Sakura's been looking so hurt because she's been pouting.
すまん。けどさくら、別に遠坂がどうこうっていうんじゃなくて、今のはその不可抗力っていうか。
It's for the sake of magic.
わかりますけど、我慢してください。先輩は私の恋人なんですから。
I know.
それは分かってるんだけど。
I couldn't resist. I'm a guy and I've had a crush on Tohsaka since my first year of high school, so there's nothing I could do about it.
ごめん。その次はなんとか我慢する。遠坂にドギマギしないよう頑張る。
本当ですね。次もこんなことがあったら、私だって怒っちゃいますからね。
You're already mad. I tell her I really will try, feeling apologetic from the bottom of my heart. Can't believe I'm only now realizing it, but well, it's awfully nerve-wracking living under the same roof with 3 girls. Could have been 4 if Saber was still here. Time is 11:30 a.m. Almost lunchtime. Kitchen is busy and filled with an unapproachable tension.
遠坂先輩、お昼はみんなでつけるようなものにしようと思うんですが、苦手な料理とかありますか?
In the corner of the kitchen, Sakura timidly asks Tohsaka a question. She answers.
そう。じゃあ私は麻婆豆腐を作るから。
Alright. Okay, so Sakura already knew that she was wearing a Sakura apron. I don't think we've ever seen Tohsaka wear an apron. I guess the colors match, but like I really wasn't expecting that, especially with the cat pattern. But the second whammy was that she's making mapo tofu. And then she was like, oh, mapo tofu of all the foods, why? Tohsaka completely ignores Sakura's question and starts making tofu on her own. Aww.
あの二人に調理を任せるなんて正気?
Ilya was like, the fuck are you doing, man? Well, I'm out of an arm. It's kind of hard to cook. And Sakura, you know what? So far, Tohsaka, every time she's cooked, she's always gone for Chinese food. So like, I mean, she made sandwiches at one time for the picnic, but still, I guess she has a inclination to eat Chinese food or to make it. Ilya's sitting upright on a tea cushion. She doesn't sugarcoat her question. I can see how, from Ilya's point of view, Sakura and Tohsaka look tense.
あの二人、放っておいたらますます仲が悪くなるわよ。
Shirou's like, I want them to get along though.
そんなこと分かってるくせに、どうしてこんなことになったの、シロ?
Hey, do you want to cook with Sakura then? Fuck no.
どうしてってごく自然な流れだったぞ。 昼飯はどうしようって話になってな。遠坂は自分が作る、さくらはそれは自分の仕事だって言い張ったんだ。ずいぶん話し合ったけど二人とも引かないから、じゃあ間を取って一緒に飯を作ればいいだろうって。
Ilya's gonna tell him that he's stupid.
シロウがそう言っちゃったの？そう、それじゃ引き下がれないわよね、二人とも。
Ilya accepts my explanation and takes a polite sip of tea. As expected of a princess, even without knowing proper etiquette, the way she drinks tea is so graceful.
けどシロウ、間を取るんだったらシロウが作ればよかったでしょ。なんだってリンとサクラを一緒にしたの？遠坂とマトウは敵同士で、リンはサクラを殺したがっているのよ。
It didn't even occur to me. Yeah, Ilya wouldn't know about their family connections. Hell, it was a secret until Tohsaka told us 2 nights ago, and Ilya has no inclination of that.
それは昨日までの話だろ。遠坂はさくらと戦いたくないから俺たちに協力してくれてるんだ。それに二人は敵同士じゃない。仲いいしうまくいくと思ったから昼飯を任せたんだ。
It's actually kind of interesting when you consider like who has what information. Like Ilya, obviously we know her relationship with Shirou now, how they're a lot more close than how Sakura and Tohsaka would assume, and also she already kind of understands that Archer is future Shirou, while Tohsaka and Sakura respectively know about their relationship with each other and some other things that Ilya wouldn't know about. So yeah, they all have their own like personal relationship with Shirou and each other that's kind of like weird that aren't known to the other members.
仲がいいって。
驚くようなことか今の。俺とイリアだって敵同士だったけど仲いいだろ。なら遠坂とさくらだって同じだよ。
We're friends.
そりゃ私とシロウは特別だけど。
特別も何もない。見てればわかる。ほら遠坂のやついつも以上に不器用だ。そのくせさくらが何か失敗するとすぐ注意をする。あれってつまり
I love how it's like Tohsaka is being not perfect, so you already know she's opening up to you.
始終気にかけてるってことね。けどそれを知られたくないから冷たい顔してさくらを無視してるんだわ。
That's called being a tsundere.
でさくらもさくらでそれが分かってるからいつもはしないはずの失敗をしてる。さくらも遠坂が気になって仕方がないんだ。
言われてみればそうね。じゃあ何？二人とも仲良くなりたくてうずうずしてるくせに恥ずかしいから話しかけられないってこと？
I nod. I don't know how Tohsaka feels about it, but I can tell that I can tell that's how Sakura thinks. I'm sure that Sakura likes Tohsaka and wants Tohsaka to like her. And otherwise, she wouldn't refer to her as a big sister.
ああ見えて不器用なのね。
Yeah, the awkward. Ilya watches the pair in the kitchen. She sounds impressed. I follow her gaze. They should be about halfway done. Tohsaka and Sakura stand side by side in the kitchen, each cooking whatever they want. Both are silent. One holds a frying pan, while the other holds a drying pan, holds a ladle. The silence drags on. It's starting to get suffocating, even for me.
ねえ、さくら。
Ah, that awkward moment. Then, like true sisters, they both break the ice at the same time. You speak first.
何？話があるなら聞いてあげるから言ってちょうだい。いえ、別にこれといって何も。遠坂先輩こそ何かお話があるんですか？
You know, this is really random, but I do really like the apron on Sakura. Like, not just on her, but like in general. I think it's a nice looking one. Honestly, both of them look really nice. It's just the color contrast between the brown and the red is very noticeable.
別に強いて言えば他人の味付けって珍しいでしょ。だからちょっと教えてもらえたら役に立つなって思っただけ。そうですね。私も遠坂先輩のレシピを教えてもらえたら嬉しいです。終わっちゃった。 れたわね。これじゃ一生あのままだと思うわ、私。
The scary thing is I can't deny that. Tohsaka's usually so open and unreserved, so why is she so shy when it comes to Sakura? That goes for Sakura too. She calls Tohsaka Ne-san when she was with me, so it's painful to watch her being so polite with her now.
さくら、
はい。何でしょう、先輩。
ちょっと話がある。こっちに来てくれ。
Sakura doesn't really call people by their names that much.
先輩、外に何かあるんですか？
いや、外は関係ない。ちょっとした内緒話がしたかっただけだ。
ああ、内緒話ですか？姉さんには言えないこととか。
それ、俺が言いたいのは今のだ。だから遠坂の呼び方。さくら、遠坂の前だと姉さんって言わないだろ。本当はそう呼びたいくせに無理してるってバレバレだぞ。バレバレって姉さんにですか？
Shit, I thought I was being really sneaky. Oh. It was just supposed to be a leading question, but Sakura is even more bashful than I expected. She's just a shy little sister who thinks a lot of her big sister.
あ、いや、遠坂は気づいてない。どういうわけか。あいつは桜に対してはすごく鈍感だ。下手すると桜に嫌われてると思ってる節もある。
そんなことありません。姉さんが私を嫌うのは当然だけど、私は姉さんと一緒にいられて嬉しいです。こうして二人でお昼ご飯を作るなんて夢にも思っていませんでしたし。
なら素直にそう言えばいいじゃないか。鈍感な遠坂でも桜が面と向かって言えばいい。
Big-headed Tohsaka.
そうすれば桜だって。
Then she'll realize without me even telling her that Tohsaka wants to get along with her too.
先輩。
いや、ともかく遠坂に姉さんって言ってみろ。それだけであいつきっと面白いぐらい表現するから。
It'll break her.
そうでしょうか。遠坂先輩、私に姉さんなんて呼ばれても迷惑なだけだと思います。私は魔導の魔術師で姉さんみたいに何でもできるわけじゃない。私みたいな出来損ないが妹なんてきっと遠坂先輩はがっかりしています。
バカ、姉と妹の関係に余分なこと持ち込むな。お前は遠坂が好きで遠坂はお前の姉貴なんだろ。ならそれ以上に確かな関係なんてない。俺が保証する。桜と遠坂は間違いなく相思相愛だ。正直ちょっと焼けるぐらい。
そうなんですか？
そうだよ。だからちゃんと姉さんって呼ぶこと。桜がそう信じてるように遠坂もずっと信じていたんだと思う。だから怖がることなんてない。あいつのためにも桜の口から遠坂を呼んでやってほしいんだ。
姉さんのためにも。
I don't know what indecision Sakura is grappling with. She puts her hands together like a prayer and looks deep in thought. And then,
はい、頑張ってみます。私。
I return to the living room. Sakura exchanges a look with me, does a quick gesture to pump herself up, and goes back to the kitchen.
おかえりなさい。さくら、肩がガチガチだけど何かあったの？
いや、あとは桜の勇気次第。ま、うまくいくに決まってるんだが。
I plop back down on the seat cushion. Alright, time to watch this family drama unfold.
姉さん、この唐揚げ、あとは私がやってもいいですか？
She's
あ
aw.
とはあげるだけだし、さくらに任せる。さくら、今。はい、それじゃあ、
Alright,
唐
I'll
揚
do
げ
it.
は私がや
Bye.
りますから。姉さんはレタスをちぎってください。盛り付けを。それはいいけど。
The conversation becomes stiff. It's even more tense than before, and the duo falls silent again. They watch each other, holding their breath.
やっぱりおかしいですか？姉さん。おかし しいことはないけどそんな風に呼ばれたことがないから驚いただけよ。それじゃあ文句はないわ。呼び方なんてさくらの自由だし、私だってさくらって呼び捨てにしてるし、まあ先輩って呼び方が2人もいると
That is
混乱
true.
する
That
し、
is true.
そっちの方が分かりやすいんじゃない？
Then is it okay if I call you senpai and I call other senpai Shiro? No. Ah, wholesome. Tohsaka huffs with a reluctant tone and turns away from Sakura. But she's blushing and can't hide the grin on her face. Sakura probably noticed too. Well, their work after that exchange becomes even more awkward. They both made mistakes and messed up the plating, covering the fried chicken in pepper, turning the mapo tofu into a fiery lava, and even forgot to turn on the rice cooker, so lunch was missing rice. It was a disaster. Aye, Ilya was right. Still, I could spot Tohsaka and Sakura grinning whenever one thought the other wasn't looking. They look happy as could be.
まったくほんと不器用ね。
Ilya remarks with exasperation before making a face as the mapo tofu tickles her tongue. I nod in agreement and still enjoy the slipshod lunch they made for us. Oh man, I want some mapo tofu now. After lunch, I take a break and go back to my room. Tohsaka said that she had something to do and took Ilya to her room.
イリアの手を借りて造形対策をするの。刻印が馴染むのにも時間がかかるだろうし、午後は休んでいていいわ。シロウがいても邪魔なだけだから。
You're in the way. So she said, "You don't have any way to fight back against Zoken right now. All there is to do is wait for Tohsaka to finish whatever she's working on." Sakura goes back to her own bedroom. She had several dizzy spells while we were cleaning up after lunch. I was relieved when I saw her in good spirits in the morning, but she's still suffering from a fever. She took our advice to rest in her bedroom if she felt tired at all. Now I'm alone looking at my left arm. I couldn't move it at all before, but I can slightly bend it at the elbow. It still feels completely numb, but on the bright side, it doesn't hurt as much as anymore. If there's any pain, it mostly comes from the crest that Tohsaka transplanted into me. My shoulder, throat, and dantian just below my navel. Each spot feels like one of Frankenstein's monster's bolts are screwed into it. Hey. Frankenstein is really cute in this universe. He's like, why? My body hurts so much. I picture myself as a cyborg from a sci-fi movie. It's an amusing image, but there's nothing funny about my condition. I want to check out my arm in the mirror, but I can't even stand up in front of it. It's sometime before 2 p.m. Got time to kill, so we got choices. Ilya and Tohsaka, Ryder, or Sakura. Oh, actually, let me check the flowchart. There are heart points for this, so choices will matter. Well, the thing I'm gonna stick with is probably Sakura, because getting Sakura points is probably the most important thing since it's her route. I feel like Ryder probably won't get you points, and maybe Ilya and Tohsaka will get you an Ilya point or something. So I'll do Ryder, then Tohsaka, then Sakura. Speaking of which, I haven't seen Ryder all day. That gets a Sakura point. Okay. Knowing her, she's keeping watch over Sakura from the shadows nearby. I should say hi to her if she's around. Oh, that's why. Okay. That kind of makes sense, yeah. Ryder's nowhere to be found in the house. She has her own bedroom, but there's no sign she'd ever use it. I try to think of a location she likes and would also give her a vantage point of Sakura's room. And decide it has to be here. The only place she can hide with no one else around while watching Sakura from a distance is this shed.
Ryder, いるか?
They call out into the empty shed. I am here.
待機していますが、何か用ですか、シロ?
I just wanted to say hi and thank you for not killing me yesterday. Ryder along with her aura. Sorry. Aura. That word has changed so much in the past decade. He must have been in spirit form. Now then. I just came to say hello, but now that we're face to face, I'm getting nervous. Ryder tends to keep people at a distance, and that doesn't particularly bother me, but as a healthy young man, I'm not sure where to point my eyes when I'm around her. She's very, very attractive.
と尋ねたのですが。
いや、別にこれといって用事はないんだ。ただ、挨拶がまだだったから、おはようぐらいは言っておきたくて。
Hello.
そうですか。暇なのですね、あなた。
She replies bluntly. But I expected this much. It's actually easier for me if she's this way.
暇なんだ。ちょうど手が空いてブラブラしてるところ。 ライダーはここでさくらの警護か？
ええ。私はさくらのサーバントですから、彼女が命じない限り、あなたや遠坂凛を守ることはありません。
But she has ordered you to protect me, huh?
本当か？よかった。ライダーがそうしてくれる分には安心できる。
Shiro's like, yeah, I don't care about myself, just protect Sakura. I sigh in relief. I was worried that Sakura might be pushing herself too
あ
hard.
りがとう、ライダー。これからもさくらをよろしくな。
I wave and leave the shed.
待ちなさい。
It's like, wait, that's all?
質問があります。
I stop before I return to the yard.
なんだよ。俺に答えられることってあんまりないぞ。
いいえ、あなた自身のことですから、答えられないはずがない。エミやシロ、今のあなたの言動がわかりません。私はあなたの護衛を拒否したというのに、なぜ？
Oh, whoops.
なんだ。何かと思えばそんなことか。そりゃライダーが護衛についてくれるなら安心できるけど、男なんだから自分の身は自分で守らなきゃダメだろ。遠坂は、
She's kind of
大
like
体
a
何が
man.
起きても自分で解決しそうだし。
その体で自分の身を守るですか？私には強がっているようにしか見えませんが。
強がりだよ。戦力的に劣ってるんだから強がってなきゃ負けちまうだろ。まあ本音言うと不安で仕方がないんだけど、それでもライダーには今のスタンスを守ってほしい。お前が動くとさくらが疲れる。さくらにはこれ以上魔力を使ってほしくない。
なるほど。確かに私が動けばさくらが苦しむ。
You know, I'm kind of surprised about the amount of consumption because Shirou had a very similar problem with Saber, but Saber's situation, although really bad, was not nearly as bad as this. Is it just because if Sakura uses any magical, or Sakura's already depleted, so she uses anything at all, she'll feel pain? While Shirou's like, well, if you have a full tank, it's a very small tank, but still full. So you can use whatever you want, but we're gonna run out eventually. While Sakura's like already at the brink, is that it?
こうして実体化するだけでもさくらに負担をかける以上、余分な仕事は増やさせたくないと。
そうだ。ライダーはさくらだけを守っていてほしい。で、もし俺がやられちまったら、その時はイリアも頼めるかな。
都合のいい話ですね。私を邪魔者と分かっていながら、最悪の時は頼ろうと。
そうだけど、やっぱりダメか。
Is that a no? Ryder doesn't answer. It's like, I don't think that's a no. She's staring straight at me through her blindfold.
じゃあ交換条件だ。ライダーがピンチになったら必ず手を貸す。ギブアンドテイクってことで。
What the heck can you do for me?
返答はできません。私が窮地に陥ったら、
Yeah.
すでにあなたが
That's
死
what
亡
I'm
してい
saying.
る
It's
確
like, what
率
can you
の
do
方
for
が高い
me?
の
You're
です。
too weak.
今の提案は魅力的ではありませんね。
そっか。ライダーがピンチになる前にやられたら意味ないもんな。すまん。確かに都合のいい話だった。
I'm in a bind then. In that case, it would be best if I took Ilya to a safer location. He doesn't want to go to the church, and I'd rather not leave her alone in her castle.
まったく。本当にあなたは危なっかしい。
なんか言ったか、ライダー。
ええ。今の提案を考えると言ったのです。あなたが私の窮地を救ったのなら、それ以後は必ずあなたの望みに応えましょう。それでいいですか、シロ。
本当か？都合のいい話だぞ、今の。
都合は合っています。あなたが先に私を助けたからのみの話ですから。
I like this. Even it's like, okay, I'm not gonna act for your sake, but if you manage to do something for my sake, I will respect your wishes. My eyes widened. I'm happy that Ryder took me up on my offer, but more than that,
ライダー、今笑ったか？
no.
喜ばしいことはありませんでしたから。笑みを浮かべる道理はない。
いや、道理がなくっても笑ってたって。こう、すごく微妙な変化なんで見逃しかけたけど。
ありえません。私が否
Impossible.
定している以上、
I did
それはあなたの見間
all in
違
your
いです。
imagination. Never happened. Ryder flatly denies it. If she's that insistent, maybe I was really imagining it. This is an awkward silence. I was planning to just go back to the house, but there's something about the way Ryder's looking at me that seems to pull me in. She's as cool and stoic as ever, but I feel like she wants to say something else. Tension in the air feels nearly confrontational. Also, this thought just came out of nowhere, but Ryder's tall, her hair is long and her legs are slender and well proportioned. I've only ever seen her face once, but she was incredibly beautiful under that mask. Tohsaka and Sakura are beautiful too, but Ryder's on a different scale entirely. That's similar to how Shirou describes Saber. It's like, okay, Tohsaka may have been like my major crush, and Sakura is really, really cute, but holy shit, Saber is a bombshell beauty is how Shirou really viewed Saber. And now he's viewing the same way as Ryder. Maybe becoming a heroic spirit boosts your charisma quite a bit.
何か疑問ですか、シロ？
Man, you know, Berserker's kind of super hot.
ああ、疑問ってほどのものじゃないんだが、聞いていいかな？
構いません。何でしょうか？
ああ、ライダーって背高いよな。どのくらいあるんだ？
I asked her frankly. Wait, why is she backing away from me?
ライダー？
Wait. Do we actually have her measurements here in terms of height? Her height is 172 centimeters. That's pretty tall, yeah. I'm not really good at centimeters, but I believe that's like... Is that over 6 feet? I think it... no, I don't think it... Actually, I'm gonna look this up real quick. Okay, admittingly, it's not as tall as I expected it to be. I'm just, you know, a short boy. That's about 5'8" almost, so... it's tall for a girl, but it's not like too tall.
いえ、特に意味はありません。
no.
気にしないようお願いします。
Actually, let's look at the like, heights of people. So, Lancers, I actually thought Ryder was taller than Lancer. Lancer's 185. Future Shirou is going to be 187. Ryder's 172. Caster is 163. But she's the shortest one so far. Assassin's dead. Berserker is a Hulk. Other assassin's really tall. He's always hunched over, so you never really think about it. Saber's 154. Okay.
いいけど、で、身長どれぐらいあるんだ？俺より高いから170は超えてると思うんだけど。
その質問には答えない。疑問があるのなら
No.
他の質問にしてください。
I already have my database. You're 172 centimeters.
答えない？ライダー、自分の身長わからないのか？
Okay, I just looked up. According to Google, the average Japanese woman height is 158 centimeters. I'm just gonna quickly look up what it is for males. But yeah, she is like notably taller than the average woman height. Average male height is 171 centimeters, so she's slightly above average for a male.
そういうわけではありません。
Stop it!
とにかく他の質問にしなさい、シロ。それ以上同じことを口にされたら気分を害します。
I'm clearly making her uncomfortable. If she's this anxious, then maybe.
ライダー、背が高いこと気にしてるのか？
Oh. And that's how we get our last Tiger Dojo. Ryder stiffens. I appear to have hit the nail on the head. We both fall silent again. Then, when it becomes too much for Ryder to bear, she just disappears, leaves.
おかしいですか？私がこのようなことにこだわるのは。
いや、おかしいっていうより理由がわからなくて固まってた。なんで気にしてるんだよ、そんなこと。
理由は言わずとも明白でしょう。あなたとて分かっているはずです。このような背の高い女など見苦しいだけで可愛く。
You're so hot!
なんで、かっこいいじゃんか、ライダー。
Talk about a trivial insecurity. I sure wish I could be that tall. Another silence. I'm starting to wonder if I'm interfering with Ryder's guard duty.
俺邪魔かな、ライダ
そうですね。 私は魔頭造剣の襲撃に備えて姿を隠している。あなたがこう声をかけてきては姿を隠している意味がない。
だよな。それじゃあそろそろ戻る。邪魔して悪かった。
待ってください、シロ。
For the second time, I stop and turn around. Ryza hesitates and bites her lip.
手が空いているのならさくらの看病をしてください。あなたがいるといないではさくらの気の持ちようが違いますから。
Oh, I plan to stick with that
すぐに
actually.
行く。さくら、目を離すとすぐ無理をするからな。ちゃんと休んでるか見てくれよ。
Ryder's right. The guest house is just over there, so I should look after Sakura.
そうだ。初めの要件を言い忘れてた。
I turn back to Ryder for the third time.
なんでしょう、シロ。
Want some food?
おはよう、ライダー。朝の挨拶まだだったの？
Good morning, it's fucking noon! Good, good. I'm so dumb for forgetting what I came here to say. And then...
おはようございます、シロ。では私からも言い控えていたことを一つ。
I bet she's gonna say what exactly what I'm thinking. So like, yeah, this is afternoon. It's like, good morning. By the way, it's not morning no more. Ryder goes back to her usual stiff attitude watching me.
なんだよ。
あなたの行動は
Ah, damn it. Oh wait, no, she does say it.
遅すぎる。時刻はもう昼過ぎでしょう。
Yeah!
面目ない。正直、さっきまでライダーのことを忘れてた。
でしょうね。今後は気をつけてほしい。それと先ほどの言葉は忘れてください。
I will not help you in your time of need.
先ほどの言葉って何さ？
あなたが私を邪魔者と思っているということです。間違いでしたので訂正します。
俺、ライダーを邪魔者だなんて思ってないぞ。
ええ、
She's smiling, she's
それは
smiling.
分かりました。何をするでもなくただ挨拶をしに来たあなたですから。
Aw, I like Ryder. Turns out I didn't imagine it. Now that I'm face to face with Ryder, I can see that she's wearing a happy smile. Oh, that was kind of nice actually. That was really
さく
nice.
らいるか？
Okay, so that leads into taking care of Sakura. In that case, let's check on Tohsaka and Ilya instead. I'll go check on Tohsaka and Ilya. Curious about what they're doing, and there might be something I can do to help. In this case, if we do, yep, there are no points. Oh my god, I just saw something in the preview. She's got
そんなのないのよ。
glasses!
邪魔だから出て行って。
Get the fuck out of my room! But a second after I knocked on the guest room door, I'm instantly denied entry.
なんだよその態度。人の善意を足毛にすると後が怖いぞ。
何が善意よ。今からするのはトーサカとアインツベルンの紐なんだから。他の人間に見せられるわけないでしょ。手伝いたいって気持ちは嬉しいけど、私とイリアにとっちゃシローの行動は害悪そのものなの。あなただって自分の家の秘密をよそに知られたくないでしょ。
Well, if you want to know everything about Kiritsugu so badly, allow me to speak. I see. It makes sense when she puts it that way. Even if we're working together, we each have our secrets. Setting that
ト
aside,
サカ、お前なんでメガネしてるんだ？
なんでって何よ、おかしい？
いや、おかしいというか。
it's like she's upgraded her image from the honor student to student body president. Issei, she's after your job. Get
す
him.
ごく似合ってる。
そう、メガネなんて一人でいる時しかかけないからよくわからないけど、おかしくない？
ああ、トーサカの本性を知ってるのに優等生だって騙されかねない。議題か？
Well, this is another tiger dojo. Is the temperature dropping in the room?
トーサカ、なんか妙に背中がゾクゾクしてるんだが。
Maybe I'm just imagining it, but I look to her for confirmation.
ほら奇遇ね。私も肩が震えてるのよ、エミヤくん。
Oh, but in this unyielding rage.
そろそろ本気で一度白黒つけなくちゃいけないって思ったとこ。うろちょろ歩き回れるぐらい暇なら動けなくなるまで鍛えてあげましょうか。
scared. She isn't kidding. Looks like she's seriously raking me over the coals for walking around when she told me to save my strength.
すまん、軽率だった。遠坂に言われた通り、
I'll go
おとなし
back.
く
I'm scared.
休んでる。
別にいいけど、それだけ動き回れるんなら他にやることあるんじゃない？シローの助けがいるのは何も私たちだけじゃないんだし。
俺の助けがいるってどこに？
すぐ隣。あの子にとっちゃシローがそばにいるかいないかは大問題でしょ。自覚しなさい。あなたはさくらの元気
All
の
roads
元
lead
なん
to
だから
Sakura. He's so considerate, even though she tried to kill her. I feel myself flush. It's so embarrassing to hear someone say that out loud.
了解した。さくらの見舞いをしていいならしてくる。
I nod robotically.
していいに決まってるでしょう。まったく大抵のことは大雑把なくせにつまんないことだけ気を利かせるんだからバカ。
Tohsaka shuts her bedroom door. Sakura's room is the next one over, so just a meter or so away.
落ち着け。
Calm down, calm down.
ただ様子を見に行くだけじゃないか。
I take a few deep breaths and stare at the next room's door. Oh my god. It's not like I have a guilty conscience. I'm just going to I'm just going to see whether Sakura's getting her rest. All right, that should lead into the
さ
next
く
part.
らいるか？
Now let's see what happens when you go directly to Sakura's room. Nah, I should go look after Sakura first. I'll go check on Sakura. She went back to her bedroom like we asked, but I'm worried about whether she's getting proper rest. I wonder if we'll actually go like almost immediately to that one event.
さくらいるか？
It does. So this is just extra fluff. Huh. Honestly, I do kind of prefer the rider interaction a little bit more, so I'm gonna get the rider one. But these are both Sakura points, it seems.
さくら
All
いる
right,
か？
Sakura, are you there?
あれ先輩
I hear a languid voice from the other side of the door.
ちょっと待ってください。すぐに着替えますから。
Oh, just sleeping naked. She sounded a little panicky. I must have caught her sleeping. I mean, she should be sleeping, right? She should be resting. About 2 minutes later.
お待たせしました。どうぞ。
Aw, she looks alright.
うん。お邪魔する。
I was nervous standing here, waiting to enter a girl's bedroom. I've been in this room before, but the situation's different now. Back then, Sakura was unconscious. Now she's invited me in.
それで何かあったんですか先輩。私少し眠っていたから物音とか聞いてなくて。
いや、そんなんじゃない。別に何かあったから来たんじゃなくて、さくらがちゃんと休んでるか気になってきたんだけど。
I ended up interrupting her sleep.
それなら合格ですね。私ちゃんと休んでましたよ。
ああ、起こしちまってごめん。さくらだって自分の体を分かってるもんな。熱があるのに無理して動き回ることなんてないんだ。
It's okay, senpai. I like it when you're like
俺が
that.
過保すぎたみたいだ。
I'm disappointed in myself. That makes Sakura giggle.
やっぱり気を回しすぎか俺。
いえ、そんなことありません。先輩は鋭いです。本当はですね、お掃除の続きをしたかったんです。このまま先輩が来なかったらちょっと抜け出しちゃおうって思ってました。
抜け出しちゃおうってさくら。
You naughty girl.
はい。だってこんなに元気なのに寝込んでいたら病人みたいで嫌だったんです。だから先輩にけど
Oops.
そうしたら姉さんがふざけるなって怒るんです。無理をして倒れたら私たちに迷惑がかかるって。
She's right. That's true. After lunch, I stopped Sakura from cleaning the house. But she wouldn't listen to me. I wasn't sure what to do until Tohsaka stepped in. Still, she didn't exactly ask nicely. If you faint again, we'll have to kill you. Shit. That escalated. It was an awfully aggressive way to make her back down.
そうだな。父さが怒ってたな。
はい。私姉さんに怒られちゃいました。
Sakura seems happy about it. I see now. Despite her words, she's happy that Tohsaka's worried about her.
じゃあちゃんと休んでないとな。 さくらがどう思っていようと、さくらの体は疲れているんだから、さくらがこうして休んでいてくれれば、俺も遠坂も安心して外に出られる。
そうですね。けど私は本当に元気なんですよ。今は調子が悪いだけで、明日になれば元気になってるんです。ほら、この前の風邪と同じで、こんなの1日経てば治っちゃうんですから。
バカ、邪魔しちまって俺が言うことじゃないけど、さくらは横になっていてくれ。眠れるのなら眠った方がいい。夕食時に起こしに来るから、それまでゆっくりしてるといい。
I turn to leave, but I feel Sakura tug on my shirt sleeve.
さくら、
先輩の言う通り、ちゃんと眠るんですけど、
Stay by my side?
その
Yeah.
先輩がそばにいてくれるのは嬉しいです。
Please? It's rare for Sakura to ask to be pampered. She usually tries to do everything on her own. Maybe she doesn't want to be a burden to other people. And now she's being a little selfish. No, someone like this isn't even selfish at all, but from her point of view, she's being very indulgent. That's why she looks so timid as she asks me. I'm willing to do anything she asks, but sometimes something like this hardly counts as a favor at all.
じゃあもう少しここにいる。
I agree, suppressing the urge to hug her. No, just do it! Just do it!
やった。それじゃあお茶を入れてきますね、先輩。とっておきの中学茶をご馳走しちゃいます。
Sakura turns to the bedroom door.
待った、お茶は俺が入れるから、さくらはベッド。これじゃ本末転倒じゃないか。
そうですね。なんかおかしいです、私。
Sakura happily gets back into bed. As I walk out, I gave her a gentle pat on the head and went to make tea. Wholesome. Nice, nice. Still though, this is more mentally exhausting than I expected. Sakura and I are alone.
けど本当はですよ。本当は先輩が姉さんのことを好きなんだって気づいてたん
Ah,
です。
cat's out of the bag, huh?
だって先輩、姉さんの前だとすごく楽しそうにしてますから。
Nothing she's saying is entering my brain. If I look at her the wrong way, I won't be able to hold myself back. I am a guy after all. When I think back to the other night, I immediately want to scoop her up in my arms.
そうですよね。姉さんに比べたら私なんて魅力ないし。
Oh my god.
先輩、イリアさんも好きみたいだし。
I love how Sakura's like, he's probably thinking of other girls. Meanwhile, Shiro's like, I'm just thinking about you, man, and I can't stop. Wait, what are you talking about?
その先輩は物おじする子は嫌いなんでしょうか。
I take a deep breath and steady myself. I shouldn't do anything too extreme while Sakura's in this state, though I suppose that would help her. So it isn't a bad thing. It isn't bad, but... Oh right, Tohsaka and Ilya are right next door. If we do anything here, they'll know. I'm not ready for the scornful way they'll look at me the next time we're in the living room.
ってさくら、なんか怒らせるようなことしたかな。
Sorry, I was just thinking about all the things I want to do to you. Wait, what? I pulled back to reality from my daydream when I realized that Sakura is oddly gloomy.
いいえ、先輩は何もしてません。何もしてないのが問題なんです。
Huh?
そのですね、私際どいことを言ったんです。先輩聞いてませんでしたけど。
I can't believe you were after Ilya all along.
すまん。確かに上の空だった。確か遠坂の話をしてたと思うんだけど。
ええ、そうです。姉さんがここで寝泊まりするようになって嬉しいかって。
Right. I was listening to Sakura talk about her current living situation.
で、どうなんだ？さくら、遠坂のこと好きなんだろ？なら、今の状況は嬉しいんじゃないか？
嬉しいです。けど、それと同じくらい不安なんです。姉さんは私の理想で、私じゃ手に入らなかったものをいっぱい持ってます。だから近くにいると 目を背けたくなって素直には喜べない。なんだか姉さんにも自分にも何をしてるんだって責められてる気がしてしまって。
That's just the way she is, her and her tsundere ways. I think I understand. I have a long way to go too. If I were suddenly faced with my ideal self, the sight would be too painful and blinding. If I were to be faced with Archer. But even if I can empathize.
さくら、お前、遠坂みたいなのが理想なのか？
I asked her warily. It's the kind of question that would spur Tohsaka to knock me out in one punch if she were here.
ずっと姉さんみたいになりたいって思ってました。もちろん魔術師としてじゃなく女の子としてですよ。姉さんは何でもできていつも颯爽としてるじゃないですか。私も一度でいいからあんな風にかっこよくなりたいなって。
Sakura talks about Tohsaka cheerfully. I have mixed feelings about that, but I agree that Tohsaka is pretty cool. In fact, I find the way she owns all of her words and actions to be very handsome.
なるほど。けど、さくらは今まで遠坂と会えなかったんだろ？マトウと遠坂の取り決めとかなんとかで。それで。
はい。だってどうしたって気になるじゃないですか。私も姉さんも子供の頃のことは覚えてないんです。何しろずっと前だったから。ただ事実として私たちはもともと姉妹だったんだって知っていただけです。それで余計に気になって私たちはお互いを遠くからよく見てたんです。話すことはできなかったけど1学年上の遠坂先輩の噂はよく聞こえてきましたし。
火の打ちどころのない優等生って噂か？言われてみればあいつは有名人だから話には事欠かないよな。はい。
それに会えないということもありませんでした。
She actually came to visit the archery dojo quite a bit.
学校ではよく声をかけてもらえたし弓道部にも見学に来てくれましたから。それでですね、そういう時にいつも思ってたんです。私は見てもらえるだけでいいって。気にかけてもらえるだけで幸せだし、それ以上望んだらきっと嫌われるって分かってましたから。
嫌われるってどうして？
私の魔術は姉さんとは違いますから。魔術というのは基本的に
Ooh,
用途を
music
定
went
め
out.
られていないで
Back
し
to
ょ。
plot stuff.
先輩の魔術だって何かを成し得るために何らかの現象を起こすものです。そこには初めから限定された目的はないと思います。
そうだな。できることは決まってるけど、できたものをどう扱うかはその都度違う。
けど魔導の魔術は違います。魔導の技は初めから他人から奪うことに限定した魔術なんです。
Oh right, the Mato magic is absorbing things, while the Tohsaka one is storing things, while Shirou's is projecting things.
それ以外の用途なんて持たない。他人の痛みしか糧にせず、他人の喜びを還元する教えがない。
I can't answer that. After all, I don't know what kind of magecraft the Mato's taught Sakura. Sakura is ashamed because she feels that she's learned magecraft for nefarious purposes. So the rift between Sakura and Tohsaka stems from the magical differences between their families. The more Sakura despises the magecraft she was taught, the worse her guilty conscience gets.
さくらはマトウの魔術が嫌いなのか？
先輩、それは人間に呼吸をするのが嫌いなのかと聞いてるようなものです。
Well, some people do.
好きでも嫌いでもありません。ただ、そうしなければ生きていられなかっただけです。
Man, that kind of hurts. She physically can't.
私は元からそのためだけにマトウの家に譲られた子供ですから。マトウの後継者になれなければそこで消えていたものなんです。
Well, that was dark.
そんな顔しないでください。確かに教えは厳しかったけど、先輩が思っているほど辛いものではなかったんですから。 それにですね、厳しさで言ったら先輩にはかないません。私、人に傷つけられるのは楽なんですけど、自分で自分を傷つけるのは怖いんです。生きたがりな私は自分で幕を下ろすことができない。死んでしまうことは何ともないけど、自分で死のうと考えるのは怖いんです。けど先輩はどっちもできちゃうんです。先輩が夜にどんな修練をしているか見ちゃったことがあるんです。一度だけですよ。
I only looked once, only once, only once.
土蔵の方で物音がして様子を見に行っちゃったんです。
Oh, so I mean, it's kind of given because Zolkin kind of basically sent Sakura over to spy on Shirou, but she actually knew for a while that Shirou was a mage. She saw him practicing magecraft in a shed. Sakura dips her head apologetically, but her apology is just making me uneasy.
いや、謝らなくていい。それは俺の不注意だろ。さくらがいるってことに気づかなかったんだからな。周りの気配に気づけないようじゃ魔術師として失格だ。それより、それっていつのことだ？さくらがやってくるようになってからすぐか？
I sure hope it was. I've made a fair bit of progress, even if it was at a snail's pace. If that happened recently and I still couldn't notice her presence, then it would mean that I haven't grown at all since my early days.
去年の夏頃の話です。藤村先生がスイカを持ってきてくれた日なんですけど。
そうか。
Okay, okay. I sigh in relief. If it was half a year ago, then that's an excuse I can make. Ooh, okay, okay.
それでさくら、見た感想とかどうかな？
That's the first time someone other than Kiritsuku saw me practicing magecraft. I did a few examples for the Tohsaka the other day, but it was a lot different from my training in the shed. In that sense, hearing Sakura's opinion is like having a teacher give me feedback after an exam. She's a Mato mage too, so maybe she can give me a good score. Ah, no! I'm a fucking failure! But isn't that something that like Sakura likes about Shirou? Because it kind of goes back to that pole vaulting thing when she saw this little boy just keep failing and failing and failing, but not giving up. Like just like he does with magic.
それは赤ということですか？
それなら真っ赤と言えるでしょうね。
Oh man. Sometimes you're more like your sister than you think, Sakura.
けど先輩、私本当にその時しか見てないんです。いえ、見てないんじゃなくて、怖くてもう見られなかった。
怖くて見られなかった？
Because you're a mage and that you're involved in the mage world? Did that?
はい。それだけじゃなくて、何度も止めなくちゃって思ってました。先輩の鍛錬は普通じゃありません。私には先輩が自分で自分の喉を突き刺しているように見えました。そう錯覚したんじゃなくて、本当にそう見えてしまったんです。
I know what Sakura's trying to say. Every time I manifest my magic circuits, I flirt with death. If my focus slips by so much as a millimeter while I'm wrapping my consciousness around my innards, I could end up blasting them out of my body. But isn't that the price every mage has to pay? My old man says that death would always walk by my side.
そうかな。魔術師ならあんなものだって聞いてるけど。それに、俺が危なっかしいのは単にまだ未熟だからじゃないか？
それは違います。未熟とか半人前とかそういう話ではないんです。だいたいそんなことを言ったら資質がないのに魔術を使える先輩は別格です。魔術というのは使うものではなく体に覚えさせるものなんです。先輩のように毎回そのためだけに魔術回路を発現させるなんて普通の魔術師はしません。私が言っているのは最終的な結果なんです。先輩は自分を殺すことを毎晩やっていました。誰に強制されるのでもなく、かといって自分のためでもないのに と一人きりで堅くなにそれを守ってきた。それは姉さんにもできないことだと思います。先輩はそれが善悪どちらであろうと一度決めたことを最後まで守り通す。だからきっと私たちの中で先輩が一番強い。
It's incredibly embarrassing to hear you say that with a straight face, Sakura.
バカ、おだてても何も出ないぞ。
Shirou lied. It got her everywhere.
だいたい強さで言うなら遠坂だし、さくらだってどんな魔術師だか知らないけど魔道の後継者だし、ライダーだっているじゃないか。
いいえ、先輩は強いです。それは魔術回路でも魔術特性でもなくて、心のあり方が純粋だから。そんなこと出会った時から分かってたんですよ。この人はきっと何も裏切らない人なんだなって。
That's not true. I betrayed my own beliefs. I betrayed myself. When she says it that seriously,
そう。
I can't protest.
サンキュー。
Thank you, thank you.
さくらにそう言ってもらえたのはすごく嬉しい。
I say what I really feel, even though I'm embarrassed. Sakura smiles, looking right back into my eyes. Uh-oh. If she looks at me like that way, it's gonna bring back my fantasies I finally managed to shake off earlier.
そろそろ戻るかな。さくらも眠いんだろ。夜もあるんだし、午後はおとなしく休んでた方がいいんじゃないか。
I awkwardly clear my throat. I try to find a place to point my eyes and settle on the wall, separating this room from Tohsaka's.
そうですね。夜もありますし、隣には姉さんがい
We
るん
can't
だし。
do anything because we have neighbors now, damn it! Tohsaka, wait, what? Tohsaka blushes and looks around uneasily too, as if sensing what I'm thinking. Okay, so that's gotta be a typo. That should be Sakura. I'm sure I'm making the same mistake. Oh,
それじ
same
ゃあ
face.
部屋に戻る。夕食になったら呼びに来るから。
待ってください、先輩。
待つけど、何？
そのですね、寝つくまで部屋にいてくれたら。
Oh yeah, that's why we're here in the first place, and that's why the CG showed you sleeping, even though we never saw you sleeping. I find myself chuckling as she stutters, while trying to ask for something. I wish I could ask her to do the same for me.
ああ、邪魔じゃなかったらここにいる。さくらが眠ったら出ていくから、それでいいかな。
はい、もちろんです。私、頑張って起きてますから。
Look, Sakura, I'm happy to hear you say that, but then there's no point in me staying here. I want you to sleep, man. Stop trying to stay awake. Once Sakura lies down, she suddenly becomes quiet. She must be really tired if she's passing out so soon as soon as she lies down. But before that happens, aww.
けど先輩、私は今日一日休めば治りますけど、先輩の腕はどうなんですか？
Well, I'll have you know that I am in severe pain. She starts talking to me again. I guess she doesn't intend to sleep after all.
俺の腕なら問題ないよ。この布を巻いている限り痛みはないし、少しずつ動くようにもなってきてる。この分なら明日。
よかった。ほら、姉さんが手当てをしてから随分経っているでしょ。あの時は応急処置みたいだったし、もう効き目はないんじゃないかって。
随分経ってるって。
姉さんも姉さんですよね。魔術刻印を利用するのはいいけど、あんなのはその場しのぎで7日も持たないって分かってるくせに。
Honestly, it's really cool talking to Sakura like this, because a lot of times when we talk to her, it's about food or just about like, honestly, a lot of small talk and just a lot of, honestly, not magic related stuff. Now we can kind of see her magical knowledge, the things that she inherited from the Mato, even though she's not blood related, and how she views magic and how she views Shirou, because now she can actually talk about it, not keep it a secret. And I kind of wish we had more moments where she's just talking about something other than food to Shirou. Sakura's tone is casual, but she said, 7 days? That word sounds terribly out of place.
そうですよ。そろそろ切れちゃう頃だから、ちゃんとした手当てをしないと。 私の魔術じゃ根本的な解決はできないから、今度ライダーにいいアイディアがないか聞いてみますね。
I don't know what the problem with 7 days is, but maybe he was told a different time. Wait, I don't remember. I think, did Kirei say a different time period? She starts to doze off as she talks. I can't think of anything to say. All I can do is convince myself that she made a mistake because she's falling asleep.
先輩、そこにいますよね。
ああ、ちゃんといる。
よかった。そばにいてください。先輩、一人になると怖い夢ばっかり見るから、ちゃんと私を。
Okay, I thought she was gonna say a little bit more. Sakura's eyes slowly close. You hear her breathing become slow and steady once she falls into a deep sleep. I turn off the lights and quietly leave the bedroom. Dark, stormy clouds fill my heart, in contrast to her tranquil
ちゃ
expression.
んと私を見張っていてください。
Just as she's about to fall asleep. Can't help but feel like she said that unconsciously. Okay, what's happening next? Interlude. Interesting. 11-1. Heaven's Feel. Zoken POV?
入るぞ。
Oh shit. Oh, this was Sakura's memory of her interacting with Shinji, I guess. And we've never seen this, but this is it seems like this is Sakura's room. She has a bookshelf kind of built into the wall. Okay, wait. I want to talk about the bookshelf. It is bothering me so much because, like, if you look on top of the bookshelf, you'll see that it's supposed to be sticking out a little bit. If you look at the bottom of the bookshelf, you'll see that it's actually supposed to be in the wall. What is this? I'm trying to wrap my head around the construction. I guess, you know, I am thinking way too much into this, and it ultimately doesn't amount to much. I just feel like that is an error. It's possible, but it doesn't seem like it should be like that. She's got a desk, curtains there to block off people, I don't know, and a bed. Alright. He opens the door without warning for a reply. He never waited for his little sister to answer before opening the door.
なんだ。まだ帰ってきてないのか。本当に困ったもんだ
Oh
な。
wait, no, this is just Shinji's POV. Is he, like, literally at home? Is this right now at home, or is it a past memory? I guess it has to be right now. He clicks his tongue and steps into the room. Shinji Mato paces around his sister's room like a blind dog, running his nails along the wall.
さくら、今日も地下か。ああ、僕を差し置いて、また下で何かやっているんだろう。
Nobody answers his repeated questions. There's no one else in the room. His sister hasn't been back home for the last few days. Shinji keeps pacing around the room, even though he knows full well that its resident isn't there.
いつも通り。まったく。本当にいつも通りじゃないか。
He's going cray-cray. He picks up a clock and throws it. The sound of the glass breaking irritates him more than he expected.
どこ行ってんだよ。兄貴に内緒でさ。
He keeps throwing things as if spitting out his anger. That's how this always goes. It's how he's compensated on a regular basis for the last few years. It's the greatest act of resistance he can do to forgive himself and his sister ever since learning the truth 3 years ago. When he was born, the Mato bloodline had already outlived its purpose. Their noble line lost its power and the Matos were reduced to ordinary people. Their only special asset were their knowledge, once the great lineage of arcane scholars met its obscure end in the Orient. He was told those facts even as a child. He was taught that the Matos were special, a clan entrusted with miracles. There were no Matos left who could use magecraft, and they would have to live in a society as normal people from now on. But he didn't think so. It's true that without magic circus or whatever they were called, he couldn't perform magecraft on his own. He knew that the mages died out with his father's generation, and that he wasn't qualified to inherit the Mato name. But the Matos still had records of their miracles. Only their bloodline was over. They still had their wealth of knowledge. To that boy, that was enough to make him special. He wasn't like other people. The Matos were chosen people. Their worth hadn't diminished just because they lost their magical power and stopped being mages. He was proud to be a part of that special family that would live an exceptional life. He might be lacking as a mage, but he was born into a chosen family, that was for sure. One day, a new child came into their fold. His father said that the girl had no next of kin, so they would be adopting her. It was more than 10 years ago. From that day forward, the girl named Sakura became his little sister. At first, he didn't like her. He didn't want some foreign element to come into their special family. But as days passed, he began to approve of her. Sakura was quiet, plain, and better than a guard dog. Trying to be hostile towards her was a waste of time, so he began to dote on her, stupidly to an extent. Oh, did not expect that. He buried himself into books, learned arcane arts so that he couldn't perform, and thought himself as the Mato heir. Only he was allowed into the Mato library. His sister was adopted, and she would never be chosen as the heir, so she had no right to look at those books. Surely she would live the rest of her life as a normal person, unaware of the Mato's remaining precious knowledge. That notion satisfied his arrogance. Each mage family only has one successor. He knew that, so he never had any doubts that his sister would be cast off and raised separately. Only one of them could learn magecraft, so it was natural that he didn't see her around as much. Does he? So he doesn't actually know that Sakura was Tohsaka's sister? He just knew that he just thought of her as an adopted sister? That was it? That's right. In fact, he pitied her. He lived in the same house and had the same parents, and yet only he was considered special. He felt sorry for his sister who wasn't chosen. His haughty attitude was the compassion of one who is superior, and of course, a source of his self-esteem as a reliable big brother. So the brother pitied his sister and treated her with affection. So his sister never looked at him in the eye. He figured she felt ashamed of herself, so he doted on his helpless little sister. Until the day he learned the truth. That was the only sound he could make when he happened upon that room. A room he never knew about. Wisdom that was never imparted to him. And talents he was never born with. All of that was here. And she was in the middle of that room, surrounded by black squirming things and their scary grandfather. His father glanced up at him with a scorn he'd never seen before, as if he was an intruder. It was over. Everything he ever believed that he constructed in his head was turned upside down. I see. So, I guess it's kind of like if you figured out that like maybe several generations ago your family was like, I don't know, nobility or like struck it rich, and then like in your current generation you're poor as fuck. You're like, it's not fair. We had this stuff. We had all these things. Why don't I get any of it? That's kind of how Shinji feels. He feels entitled to things because of his bloodline, and originally treated Sakura with care because he thought he was better than her and felt pity for her. So I guess that's the thing. It's like he always thought of himself as superior, and as a result maybe he was willing to help people because of noblesse oblige. But after realizing that he wasn't a superior, his attitude severely changed. That's why he was able to be friends with Shirou. He probably wanted to help Shirou when he was in middle school, but it wasn't until 3 years ago, which was after they were friends, where things started to go south, like severely south. Okay, you know, I can see that. I can see Shinji being like a decent friend to Shirou at that time period before he found out the truth. It would still mean that he was kind of like arrogant, but he wasn't broken. He wasn't the special one. His sister wasn't being kept away. She wasn't the one to feel sorry for. He wasn't the one looking down at her out of pity. His life was transformed. Now that his father didn't need to hide anymore, he began to interact only with his little sister. His little sister still wouldn't say anything. She just kept staring at the floor like always. With that same attitude that seemed like she wanted to escape his gaze, she said, He said it with the same sympathy that he once directed at her. Once again, he's like a victim of circumstance, but I still don't like you. He laughed. He guffawed like there was no tomorrow. It was so hilarious that he wanted to break everything. The girl he thought of as a plaything was the real master, while he was a clown all along. Was he the crazy one or her? Probably both. His life shattered as he went back to the house and realized something. It wasn't as if the world suddenly got turned around. His environment was always this way. The only one who had it backwards, who misunderstood, was himself. He realized how wretched he was, He had it all wrong from the beginning. The next 3 years were nothing but pain for him. His father died, okay, that's finally confirmation, and his grandfather only paid attention to his sister. Shinji Mato was no different from the heir inside the mansion. He was treated like it didn't matter whether he was there or not, and in fact, that's all he was worth. And she sympathized with him. She said sorry. She didn't necessarily say it out loud, but she apologized every time they saw each other. She apologized for taking Shinji Mato's place.
何を謝っているんだよ。
Oh, yeah. Shinji does... You know, Sakura overall is a very apologetic person, but I do remember Shinji saying that several times to Sakura. He should have just ignored him, then he would have lost his dignity and he wouldn't even feel any hope. Sakura would apologize. That only made him feel like there was no outlet for everything he was feeling.
僕はお前の優しい兄なんだ。他の誰よりも頼れる。ただ一人の兄なんだぞ。
In light of his humiliation, surely there was nothing wrong with him treating her this way.
なんだあいつ。まだエミヤのところに嫌がるのか。お前は魔党の後継者だぞ。魔党の後継者だぞ。尊き魔党の後継者なんだぞ。
The room showed no signs of being lived in. That went without saying. To Sakura Mato, her only bedroom was that underground nest, while this room was just for appearances. She wouldn't care no matter how much he messed with the room or how many things he broke. It wouldn't change the fact that her name is the one on the door.
ああ、それなのに謝るんだよな、お前は。ごめんなさい、ごめんなさいってさ。じゃあさ、すまないと思うんなら、僕の言うことだけを素直に聞けよ。罪の意識？そんなもの知ったことか。魔党家の人間って自覚があるなら、兄の言うことを聞くのは妹として当然のことだろう。
He tears off the bed sheets. She belonged to him. She never defied him, never thought of herself, or thought for herself. She just lived here, so why did she leave him now?
お前が取ったんだぞ、エミヤ。
That was a miscalculation on his part. He knew that she was attracted to Shirou Emiya. Before they met, she never had any interest, but she started to think like a human once she met Shirou Emiya, and she gradually recovered her personality until she left Shinji. After all the trouble he went through to act like a nice older brother, how could she go with that stranger Shirou Emiya and not him?
だから言ったんだ。あいつの家にやるのは良くないって。なのにあのジジイ。エミヤは監視しなくてはならんとかふざけたこと言いやがって。
Their grandfather never made any effort to bring Sakura home after giving the order. He just said to let her be, and even warned Shinji to restrain himself.
見ていろ。必ず償わせてやるぞ、エミヤ。お前はサクラの見ている前で引き裂いてやる。
Was this before or after the rider fight? I'm assuming this is right now, so this is after the rider reveal. It has to be, right? That's right. If Sakura was gonna leave him, then he just forced her back into their old relationship. If she was gonna leave the Mato family for him.
ああ、昔みたいにさ、また昔みたいになればいいだけじゃない。
We're getting a lot of Shinji in this route, and of course it makes sense because we're centered around Sakura, who's a Mato. Though, by extension, we get a lot of Shinji. He cackles. His reflection in the cloudy window is as ghastly as a skull. It's actually Assassin peering into her room. Ah! Interlude. Out. Ooh, man, Shinji is really uncomfortable. Makes me think that he's gonna do something today or tomorrow. Ugh. It's evening now. Tohsaka seems busy and Sakura's asleep, so I'll make dinner. My left arm can move, albeit slowly, so it shouldn't stop me from cooking simple meals.
カジキの唐揚げと、あとは肉じゃがかな、これは。
I check to see what we have in the refrigerator and decide tonight's menu. With 2 new mouths to feed, our ingredients go quickly, and I'm kind of fucking broke because I can't work during this Holy Grail war. I'll have to make some time tomorrow to go downtown for groceries. Aww, look at everyone just being very, very, very happy and not wanting to kill each other. I kind of wonder how Ilya and Sakura's relationship is now, because it was very, very cold by the start of the day, and now at the end, we've had several meals together, they've had several agreements together. Maybe it's a little bit better now. But I think I'm gonna look at the flowchart. So, Strangest Omen, okay. Yeah, well, we did a bit. I wasn't sure whether or not I was gonna be able to finish the day, but clearly this day is longer than I expected. And I think I'm gonna save the rest for next time because, well, it's getting a little bit long. But yeah, honestly, a lot of today was just kind of exploring the relationship between these characters. How Sakura feels about Tohsaka, their relationship as sisters. How Sakura views like Shirou. Once again, more memories of her about Shirou and the way he uses magic and stuff with Shinji. But next time, I think I'm gonna be able to finish the day. We'll see what happens and maybe even do a little bit more of day 12? Yeah, day 12. But yeah, we'll do all that stuff next time. And until then, I will be seeing you. See ya!